All right, number one. So, best to start practicing this without a metronome first. This way, you can really take your time making sure every string sounds the way you want it to. So, making sure that when you change strings, you're not having other strings ringing out anymore. So, basically, just make sure all the unwanted noise is cut out. And so let's say when you are playing through it with or without a metronome, like maybe you get up to the D string or the G string and then you hear something you don't want. So don't just continue on. Make sure you address the noise right away. Check both hands, make sure things are being muted properly, or figure out how to mute it properly, really, because if you heard unwanted noise, well, then it's not muted properly. So usually it's the right hand, so just double check, make sure it's sitting on the strings that are not being used. Just double check that guy. So usually if there's unwanted string noise ringing out, it's because the right hand or the picking hand isn't covering something. And then double check what the left hand's doing, of course, or fretting hand. And then when you are working with the metronome, again, if you hear that noise, don't just continue on and finish the take. Always practice like you are recording. If it wasn't good enough for a recording, then it wasn't good enough to continue on and finish. So if you hear a mistake, you know it's a mistake, there's noise there you don't want, you got to address it right away. So if that means you don't get very fast this week, that's fine. We want to get everything under control so this way you can go faster and faster eventually, and it'll sound good. So we want to make sure we clean up the technique as much as possible now. All right, so that being said, this is what we got for number one. Actually, let's turn off that accent. Okay. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. One, two, three, four. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Failed pinch harmonic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 2. So yeah, this is the one similar to the neoclassical thing from last time. So number 3 from last time, but done in smaller bursts. So it's easier to ease into it all. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. One, two, 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2, 3. And number 3, easing into the what I like to call 4-note coils. 1, 2, 3. Be careful with your picking. Make sure it's down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2, 3. So this is another one. Good idea to feel okay with it before adding the metronome. So make sure you're feeling all right before you play with the metronome. It'll make it a lot easier in the long run. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so mode stuff. Basically going to do what you did last time. So now that you have the mode stuff, or at least the first mode identified and filled in, so the whole copy, special, paste, you're going to do that again, and of course play through it all. So the Ionian riff. So I'm basically keeping my hand in position for that 3-note per string major scale shape for the first part. Of course, when I go down to the 4th fret or the 7th interval, bit of a hand shift, but then right back, first finger on the 5. And then for the last 2 bars, shifting my hand down so my index finger can hit that 2nd fret. Whoop. That was the wrong thing. I need to pay attention to the screen. So, first thing to do, you're going to copy and then special paste above for the A Lydian. And then change what needs to be changed. So, yeah, when I'm playing that, now I'm visualizing what that Lydian shape was, the one that you learned, like the F Lydian. But now I'm going to visualize it over here. And of course, some of it's going to go a little bit lower, a little bit higher. And then, yeah, we're going to have that stuff down here as well. So, definitely breaking away from just root to root, or, you know, just that one octave, but it makes it more interesting. Also makes you think about the interval structure more. But yeah, I'm just like visualizing what those patterns are. So now with the A Lydian, I'm thinking, trying to visualize that pattern. And then just make the adjustments there. Change the key as well. When you go to change the key, highlight all that, and then come over here to this left panel, click on the 3 sharp signs. That'll be your key signature, and then change it to the appropriate key down here. If you have any questions about how to figure out what key it is, let me know. Basically, Lydian would be the fourth mode. So Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian. So then the question is, well, which key, which major scale or major key has A as the fourth note? And that'll give you the key with A Lydian inside of it. So yeah, put in Lydian first, change the key, change the intervals, the labeled intervals, as well as the frets to match up the new intervals. And I'm telling you to highlight this, because if you don't highlight this and you go to change the key, well, then the key down here is going to change. But then after that, you can just change the key starting at the beginning here, and it'll be fine. So only need to do the highlight, or not highlight, yeah, highlight. Just select all that, change the key for this. That way the A Ionian is left alone. But then when you go to put the A Ionian into the A Mixolydian and then change it to Mixolydian with the copy special paste, you'll need to change the key right here. You don't need to, select anything. So yeah, and then when it comes time to play the Mixolydian shape, again, I'm thinking about, how does that Mixolydian shape look? So you learned the G Mixolydian one down here. So basically just kind of moving that up. And then you'd have the Mixolydian way. Gotta get that flat 7 down there. Yeah, that's right. So hopefully all that makes sense. And as always, any questions, let me know. And yeah, go ahead and keep working on the memorizing the scales, going up 6 strings, down 6 strings. So up 1, down the next, up the next, down the next. And yeah, just whenever you got stuff filled in, send it over. If you want to fill in like 1 or 2, then send it over to make sure it's being done correctly. That works too. Okay. It's making sure I put that back to where it was. I think so. All right, that's that. Any questions come up, let me know, and I'll see you again next week.